It's been the 7th week of 2021. It's time to do the vlog. Let's talk about it. Coming up. This week I spent a lot of time up in the areas where it was colder and we had a little snow on the ground. Just a little snow, not a lot of snow. Let's take a look day by day as we go through the vlog. I've made some changes to the format. I'm trying to do some things to make the vlog more interesting and a little more commentary, a little less music. Let's watch it.
On Monday, I drove 426 miles starting in Jacksonville, Illinois and going on into Missouri. Let's take a look at it, starting with this beautiful snow-covered parking lot in the Loves. Look how peaceful it is. The pre-trip is done. I've got my coffee. It's about time for me to roll and head towards my delivery. Our delivery will dictate what time you leave because sometimes you have a delivery window. Sometimes a place that you need to deliver to doesn't open until a certain time, like 8 a.m. So even though my clock said, hey, you can leave now, that doesn't mean that I would actually be able to leave until I would be able to deliver. So a lot is dictated by the schedule of the shippers and the receivers and the time that they are open. These snow-covered roads that we are looking at are from the city of Quincy, Illinois. Quincy, Illinois is known as the Gem City and is the county seat for Adams County, Illinois. While it looks like I'm going pretty fast and that truck that just passed me is going really fast, keep in mind this video is sped up to 4 times its speed. You drive with caution and you drive at whatever speed you feel is safe. Don't worry about the guys passing you. You'll find them in a ditch a little while later or slid into a parked car. You can tell from the snow on tops of some of these cars that they've been sitting for a little bit. You watch that guy right there, he spun out a little as he made his turn, so I know that it's a little bit slick and I need to be careful. You just take your exercise caution and you take your time when you're driving on snow. There's nobody else in command except you. The people behind you will wait. They don't have much choice. Now we're going to be crossing a bridge here in a second. That bridge is over the mighty Mississippi River, which is frozen. And we'll cross over the mighty Mississippi River. We will be in Taylor, Missouri after we cross. Right there, that's the bridge that crosses over the Mississippi. Let's take a look down at the Mississippi River. I did not know that the mighty Mississippi River froze over like that to where nothing could go down it. I always thought that this was a river that was constantly moving and moving water wouldn't freeze. I'm sure there's moving water underneath that big ice chunk. At my delivery, it was a very easy docking. I drove in. He told me where they wanted me. They even had it cleared out with snow, made it very easy. I was able to back right in there without any problem. Look at that. They've got cones marking out where they want that delivery to go. Super easy. They've even got the snow cleared so you can back right into the dock, and then to get out, you drive towards that American flag. Tuesday, I had almost 600 miles worth of fun as I traveled in Missouri, made a couple of stops, passed the St. Louis Arch, crossed the Mississippi River again, and headed for Ohio. Let's travel along and watch. When you're going to a location that you've never been to before, it's important to take a look at all the information that's available, because this particular location, you have to go around behind the building and drive down a long side of the building to get to the back where the docks are located. Fortunately for me, another driver had already been here before and told me about using the second dock over, which became important when another vehicle pulled in next to me. I would have had trouble making the turn to get out if I had not followed those instructions. I don't always get the best view of the skyline. I would love to always have that perfect view of the skyline. But today it's a gray, overcast day. If you look off to the right, you see the skyline of St. Louis. I'm unfortunately going to turn because the highway I'm on goes off to the left. But as we come out from under this bridge, if you look to your right, you will see the great St. Louis Arch, the gateway to the west. On Wednesday, I found myself delivering to Makokata, Iowa. Now, I'm not sure I pronounced that right. If I didn't, you guys can tell me. And I also found that I had to deliver to an inside warehouse. That's right, I have to back the entire truck inside of the warehouse so they can close the door and they can keep warm while they unload it. Now, this was a very quick unload because I only had 2 pallets going here and they were very small. One of the things with less than a load delivery is sometimes you are at the receiver's mercy. The next receiver closed at 3:30 for receiving product, so I was not going to be able to deliver the charger that I had for them until the next morning. So I found a truck stop, shut down for the night, and I'll start again tomorrow. On Thursday, I got to experience more snow. I got about 566 miles. Now, of course, snow is not unexpected. This is Iowa. The warehouse I'd been to before, so I knew exactly which door I needed to back into. I'm going to go ahead and give you another angle on this one. I'm going to go ahead and back into it from the front with the front camera. And then I'm going to do it again and back in so you can look at a camera that's viewing out my driver's side mirror. This is a case where we use that 90-degree back that we learned in school. We don't use the 90-degree back very often. We usually use a 45 or a modified backing. In this particular case, because of the amount of snow that's cleared, the size of the road, and the amount of space, the 45-degree back wouldn't work, so the 90-degree back is what I pretty much have to use if I want to be able to get this thing in here in one shot. Now, it's also reversed because you are looking backwards, but this is the driver's side of the truck. It's pretty easy to do a 90-degree back. We've practiced it enough that it is something that you'll be able to do without any real problems, and you'll get it right in the dock. Look at the size of these windmills as I go by. There's one that's not turning as well. These are huge windmills, and every time I see them, they just look so majestic. Even in the coming out of the snowy, cloudy day, they stand up and they're huge. There's something about working my way through the city streets to get to my delivery. Now, this is another example of where I have to do a 90-degree back. It's just the conditions, the parked cars, the size of the road, the way the dock is set up. Now, imagine the people who live across the street. I wonder how many times people drive into their yard or their driveway. I'm not going to. I'm going to back this thing perfectly in without any problems because that's what we have to do. You don't really want to go into people's grass. But these people who live right across the street, I can imagine how many times people have driven into their grass. The good news for Friday was I was going to be heading south. I got about 570 miles in. I delivered to New Bremen, Ohio. Then I went over to Fort Recovery, which is our main terminal, Fort Recovery, Ohio. After picking up from Fort Recovery, Ohio, I was headed south. I was going to Greer. I didn't have enough hours to make it, so I went to Pioneer, Tennessee. This is one of those cases where it's a very small pilot. They have a big parking lot across the street, but I had reserved a space because I wasn't sure what it would look like at 8 p.m. I probably didn't need to reserve a space because there were still spaces in the parking lot across the street. But it's just easier when you know you're going to arrive late to go ahead and reserve a space, and then you know that you got a place to park the truck for the night. I'm headed for Greer so I can drop this load, pick up another load, which I'm going to take to home time and enjoy a couple of days off. Now, what happens if your truck needs an oil change and it's a weekend? Well, if you work for Cheeseman, your truck gets in the shop, a couple of mechanics work on it, get the oil change done, and get you back on the road just as quickly as possible. Now that is service.
That's been the vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope the changes are ones that you like, and I'm going to try to keep learning how to do more things with the new program that I'm using to do the vlog. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe for more content.